What's up, everybody? 3X to the Lex, finally back with one more video. Today is the Super Nintendo show. Alright, here to showcase some of my favorite Super Nintendo games. This arcade offers nearly 1,600 Super Nintendo games and another 566 Super Famicom games. I'm gonna just focus on the Super Nintendo American games for this video today, but you got nearly 1,600 games. Now, I haven't played all 1,600, but all of the ones I've tested have worked 100%. So they all seem to be working 100% from all the ones I've tested. I've tested a lot, but I'm going to focus on some of my favorite games today. So one of my most favorite Super Nintendo games ever is F-Zero. So this is the first F-Zero. This kicked off and started the F-Zero series. This is an outstanding racing game, and it started a series of F-Zero games that continue with F-Zero 64 and later F-Zero GX and F-Zero AX. The series has been dormant the last 2-3 generations, unfortunately, and it's time for, I would say, a reboot for Switch. I would really like to see that, but unfortunately, we're probably going to just get more Mario and more Zelda, because a lot of their Nintendo's main franchises like Punch-Out!, F-Zero, and a lot of other games unfortunately don't get as much attention when it gets time to be remade or remastered. Because I understand those other games sell, but I mean, all of the F-Zero games were just outstanding. Speaking a little bit about the history of the Super Nintendo too, obviously the sequel, the next system after regular Nintendo, Up the Ante came out in '91, about 6 years after the original Nintendo. Up the Ante, graphics wise, sound quality wise, much more powerful hardware. Technically, it was very solid for that time. A lot of other competitors were starting to come out by the 90s, though. Sega CD had debuted the same year in '91. 3DO, I believe, came out in '92, which was a year later. So they were starting to get, Nintendo was starting to get a lot of competition that was starting to appear, because they seen how big and how lucrative the market was becoming for home video games. In the Atari, ColecoVision, early '80s days, it just seemed like more of a niche. But when the regular Nintendo kind of came into play, it kind of changed the game, and sales went way up through the roof. Everybody had a Nintendo in the '80s, and it just was the thing to have. So by the '90s, it was a lot of competition. So anyway, more about F-Zero. Like I say, outstanding racing game. If I'm not mistaken, this may have been the first anti-gravity spaceship racing game that I can remember it was, because this was way before Wipeout, or even stuff like Hydro Thunder or anything like that. So it was kind of rare to see non-car racing or non-motorcycle racing games in this day. So this game was like something else, and like the smoothness and the sensation of speed, especially for a Super Nintendo game. Like when this game came out, graphically, this game was insane. Like when this came out, and this was like one of the early Super Nintendo games too. I believe this came out in '91. I can't remember if it was launched or not, but it was in that first holiday season of '91. And I remember getting this, and man, the graphics were just insane for this game. Yeah, the sense of speed, everything. So I'm a big fan of F-Zero. Whoa. Again, this game would be best played with the controller, but like, what I'm impressed by is how smooth this game is for a Super Nintendo game, and how good it looks and smooth, and how old it is. This game is like almost 30 years old. Like nothing racing game wise was as smooth and fast as this game when this game came out. Like, if you compare this to like Outrun and games like that from that era, it's just no comparison. Whoa. Yeah, this game puts up a fight too, just like I remember. Oh, look at that. All right, guys, that's F-Zero, one of the greats of Super Nintendo. Definitely you want to check out F-Zero if you're not familiar with that game. You know, educate yourself, get familiar with it. You know, one of the great racing franchises ever, in my opinion. So definitely check that out. I want to focus on iconic Super Nintendo games. So we got to go with Donkey Kong Country. I mean, this is iconic when it comes to Super Nintendo. Like, definitely one of the flagship games that debuted for this system. This was kind of Rare's breakout party for me. I mean, Rare had a lot of great games and everything, but like graphically, like this game was insane. One of my favorite platformers for sure. This game had a lot of secret areas and stuff too, so that was pretty cool. Oh man. Whoa. Look at that. I ain't played this in a long time. Whoa. Whoa. So this game had a lot of interesting platforming elements. So alright guys, that's Donkey Kong Country. Great platformer. Great game. Definitely check that out. One of the Super Nintendo greats. They had the sequel, Donkey Kong Country 2 and Donkey Kong Country 3. Both were like incredibly popular too. So you definitely want to check those out. What else do I want to show you? Oh yeah. Super Punch-Out. Definitely one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. Outstanding, and I mean outstanding boxing game from that era. A lot of fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. This is the sequel to the original Punch-Out on Nintendo, and this game had like much better graphics, a lot more detailed. Characters were a lot bigger, and it brought like a lot more colorfulness to it too. A lot more animation. It was an interesting sequel to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which, in case you guys don't know, I'll have to show in another video in the original arcade classic section. The original Punch-Out games, even from the Nintendo version that predated that, they had a Punch-Out and a Super Punch-Out in arcades, which predated even the original Punch-Out on Nintendo. And all three of those were actually different games. The Nintendo game was kind of based off of those loosely, but those were different games. A lot of the same characters, like Super Macho Man, Ball Bull, a lot of those characters still ended up making it to the Nintendo version in the sequels and stuff. But, you know, those games were different. I have to show those off in another video or something. I'll do a Punch-Out Legacy or something if people are interested. I know I'm interested in it, so I'll probably end up doing it anyway. But yeah, it's definitely Punch-Out, one of my favorite games ever. I really liked this sequel. I remember when this came out. Took me quite a while to kind of master all the characters and be able to run through the games. The last bosses were something epic. Like seeing a big man float across the ring like that. Yeah, this guy, like, he's so big you can't even hit him in the stomach. It doesn't do much damage, or it doesn't do any damage at all. But he's slow. It's super easy to block his punches.
Beat the K.
Uh-oh, Piston Hurricane.
Piston Hurricane. Fight.
I haven't played this game in a long time, but I know the difficulty ramps up pretty quick. Dang. Shit. Man. Shit. Yeah, this guy put up a much bigger fight. All right, that's Punch Out. Got my behind kicked on that last one. So definitely check out Punch Out, Super Punch Out. Great, one of the great Punch Out games on here. Ton of fun. So you definitely want to check it out. What else do I want to show you guys on here? Oh yeah. Gotta show you Super Mario World. Pretty much the OG Super Nintendo game. This game came with the system, so Super Mario World, you know, sequel to Super Mario 3. And, you know, the launch, the quintessential launch game for Super Nintendo. Pretty much came with the system in the early parts of the launch. Oh, look at that. Ha, I'm not any good anymore. Ha. Need a controller too. Arcade stick is not the move for these platformers. But just in the essence of showing you, emulation is outstanding. Very smooth. Games are extremely colorful. Exactly how you remember them. Like, these console games are a real treat and bonus. So you definitely will enjoy yourself with those. Ain't no question. Stage clear. Look at that. Alright guys, that's Super Mario World. You definitely want to check that out. I believe Super Mario World 2 is on here too, which came out a lot later. Like a whopping 4 years later. And I would check that out too. Very good game. Mario Kart is on here. I mean, this is one of the greats, man, for Super Nintendo. Super Mario Kart. I mean, this is where it kicked off. This started it all. So, you know, we definitely got to check that out. This is the Mario Kart that kicked it off and started it all, man. And who knew at this time this franchise would end up being as big as it ended up being, which is pretty damn big. Like, hey, I'll be honest, I love Mario Kart, so just a great game, man. Ton of fun to play with people too, so. All right. That's Super Mario Kart. Definitely check that out. You know, it pretty much kicked off the whole Mario Kart series. This was the first version of it, and went on to become one of the great Nintendo franchises. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll be here all day showing you all of the Super Nintendo games I like. Too many, way too many. I'll make this part 1. Perhaps I'll do a part 2 or maybe even a part 3 one day, but way too many Super Nintendo games that I like. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. 3x to the Lex out. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.